Hi all, I'm David, still Sue's husband. You might have seen my video last week about personal security, how to be secure in yourself and the implications of that for work and relationships and so on. I'm currently at the Brisbane Entertainment and Convention Centre, so if you can hear people in the background or some smooth jazz music, that's what's going on with that. You might also have noticed that in the description of this video I put the the acronym NSFK, which means not safe for kids. So if you usually listen to these videos with the kids around, maybe pause it and listen to it by yourself. It's not particularly explicit or graphic, but and it may depend on how you deal with your kids around relationships and so on. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the importance of touch in keeping your relationship alive. So how do you work with your partner, play with your partner, in terms of touch, in a way that keeps the spark alive? People talk about the spark having gone out of the relationship, and that might be out of the sexual relationship or just out of the fun, the enjoyment, and so on. And I'd argue that touch is absolutely crucial. We talk about it as non-sexual touch, and by that I mean not explicitly sexual, but of course if you're in a ongoing romantic sexual relationship with someone, then any time you touch is likely to have some sort of charge. There'll be obviously a long continuum from something that's very casual and just affectionate to something that's quite explicitly sexual, and but the goal here is to talk about the fact that keeping the relationship in the spark in the relationship and keeping the sexual relationship alive isn't just that time in the bedroom a couple of times a week if you're lucky, or whenever that actually happens, that it's all the time. That when you walk past one another and just touch hands or caress a shoulder, when you kiss hello and goodbye at the door every time you meet, when you stop for a hug just because, for no real reason, when you hold hands when you're walking together or sitting together, or hold hands across the table at the restaurant, just continuing to be connected and to communicate just affection, just, hey, I like you, I like being around you, I really enjoy being a person in your life, is really easily communicated through touch. We can communicate it through words as well, but just keeping that connection up and keeping that affection up, and then obviously that can turn into something a bit more full-on and sexual, but it needn't. I guess that's the other thing that I would like to say, and it's probably for the guys as much as anything else, is that, and no, I'm not going to gender it that way, but our partners feel damn good, and you cuddle up to them and you get close to them in bed and they feel real nice, and they feel nice in a way that's arousing, but it doesn't mean something has to happen that's explicitly sexual every time. It can be just that touch feels real nice, and relaxing into that and enjoying it and making it about being close. I guess the other piece of the puzzle is that there's a lot of body and brain chemistry that happens with this as well. There are a bunch of hormones, dopamine and serotonin and norepinephrine and syntocin and oxytocin, and a whole variety of those, and those are set off by touch. Touch is really important in connecting in those chemical ways that make our brain feel close and connected and make us feel like being with a person. So touch is important for that reason. So there's lots of brain chemistry that goes on underneath that we sort of subjectively experience for ourselves as, this feels nice, this feels close, I feel close to this person. So that's about all I'm going to say about that, but it's one of the things that you'll notice falls away quickly in a relationship. We used to notice you would go to church and the couples who were courting would be holding hands or have an arm around them and so on, and almost immediately when they got married that would stop. If there were kids, that would stop quite quickly, and the kids would be sitting in between the parents rather than the parents sitting together. We always made a point of, the kids don't get between us. We hold hands and the kids hold hands on the outside, not on the middle between the two parents. And it's just a symbol to the kids of your relationship being close and the two of you being together, and being together mattering and being important in the relationship. So keeping that touch going throughout the relationship rather than letting it disappear and become, just two people cohabitating in a house like housemates, rather than two people who are in love and in lust and who really just enjoy touching each other, being close to each other and being connected, is one of the ways that we keep our relationships strong. Thanks a lot. See ya.